We're going to talk about meaning of a fraction. What does a fraction mean? This little heart on the line, it has many, many meanings. On one hand, this states 3 divided by 4. Another meaning for that line is out of. 3 out of 4. You have a pizza pie that's cut into 4 equal pieces, and you ate 3 of them. You ate 3 out of 4. That is 3/4 of the pie. You have, I don't know, a loaf of bread, or you just have this picture. You have 8 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But they must be equal. Assume they are. And I ask you, what part is not shaded in? Now first let me do this. And I ask you, what part is not shaded in? Well, the answer is, I know it's out of 8. It's this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and that one. Those are not shaded in. 5 out of the 8 are not shaded in. So you write 5/8. That's just what it means. 5 out of 8. You can only add things that are alike. You can only combine things that are alike. You cannot take 2 apples. Well, you can have 2 apples, and you can add 3 bananas. Or you can state that you're adding them. I mean, you can actually have in front of you 2 apples and 3 bananas. And then somebody asks you, well, what's that in your hand? The best you can do is say, 2 apples and 3 bananas are in my hand. But if in one hand you had 2 apples, and in the other hand you had 3 apples, and somebody asked you, what do you have in your hands? You can say, oh, I have 5 apples. You can only combine things that are like. 7 plus 2. That's 7. Well, 7 times 7 is 7 plus 7 is 7 times 1 plus, and 2 is 2 times 1. We can add these. Although nobody ever mentioned this to you, you always knew that 7 plus 2 is 9. But basically, you're adding like things. You're adding ones. 7 ones plus 2 ones. That's 9 ones, which is 9. You can only add things if they're alike. For example, you go to a pizza store and they have one pie that's cut into 4 pieces, and then they have another pie that's cut into 8 pieces. And when it comes to the 2-piece pie, you have this piece and that piece. When it comes to the 8-piece pie, you're still hungry, very hungry, and you eat 3 more. Well, what did you eat? Well, out of here, you ate 2 out of 4 slices. And out of the 8 slices, you had 3 over here. You had 3 over 8. had 5 slices, that's not, somebody asks you, what did you have for dinner? Oh, I had 5 slices. That's not exactly true. I mean, suppose somebody goes into a pizza store and they just go crazy. The people who own the pizzeria, they go crazy. We're cutting the pie into many, many pieces. Many, many pieces. Many, many pieces. And you have 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, for example, you did not even have a quarter of the pie. You did not have a quarter of the pie. Because you didn't have just these 2 pieces. You didn't even have a quarter of the pie. But in above, you had 5 slices, and just these 2 alone, that's half the pie. You had more than half a pie. So there has to be some way that we can measure this. You have to be able to say, I had 7 slices out of 10. But if I were to take this other pie and cut it into 8 pieces. Now, out of the 8 pieces, you had 4. You had this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. These are actually said to be equal. 2 out of 4 is the same as 4 out of 8. Now I can say, oh, out of 8 pieces, now these pieces over here in this pie, it's the same size as their pieces in the other pie. So you can say, oh, you had 7 out of 8 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slices out of 8. And they're all the same size. You first had to get them to be the same size. For example, one can say 4 out of 8. This is going ahead of ourselves. It's 4 times an eighth plus 3 over 8. This is 3 times an eighth. So we're adding the same quantity. What? An eighth. We're adding an eighth. Imagine they had a coin that was not a tenth of a dollar or a quarter of a dollar, but an eighth of a dollar. Well, it turns out that you have 7 of these eighths of a dollar, which we'll talk about later is 7 over 8. You need to get, before you can add or combine 2 fractions, they have to be, or any objects, they have to be of the same type. Okay, I mean, one person has 1 slice of pizza pie. The whole pie. It wasn't cut. They came home, they bought a pie, they came home and they say, oh my, it wasn't cut. Maybe they bought 2 pies. And somebody else in the house, the second pie, it's cut into 8 pieces. This person had 1 piece, the whole pie. This person had 3 pieces, those 3 pieces. Who ate more? This person ate more. Even though they had 1 slice, and this person had 3 slices, the person on the left had more. It has to be meaningful. They have to be the same size before you can combine them. Just because the pie got cut, it doesn't mean the person ate more or ate less. This person had 8 out of 8 slices. This person had 1 out of 8. This person ate more. Because they're cut the same size. This person had 8 of those pieces. This person only had 1. Person on the left had more. Even though they can honestly say, I ate 1 piece of that pie. Because it wasn't cut. And this person can honestly say, I ate 3 pieces. Okay. Another way of stating division is out of. Out of. A over B, it means A out of B. A divided by B means A out of B. It also, of course, means A divided by B, B into A. There's many, many meanings. One of which is A out of B. Okay, that completes the section on the meaning of a fraction.